Welcome to Safe Money and Income Radio with military veteran, federal retirement consultant, and leader in finance as recognized by Top 100 magazine, your host, Daryl Blackmon. Daryl is a retirement and income specialist, primarily serving the eastern U.S., but he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Blackmon is a licensed financial professional in numerous states throughout the country. He specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies using various insurance-based financial products. And now, here to talk with you about securing your retirement, your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Welcome to Safe Money and Income Radio. I'm Daryl Blackmon, an asset and retirement protection specialist serving your local area. Let me ask you a question. Do you have more time or less time than you did yesterday? Without a doubt, if you're still working, you have less time until you retire. If you are retired, you have less time to enjoy retirement. That is why you need to look at protecting your retirement profits with no market risk planning. Participating in market gains but never market losses allows you to have an insurance policy that protects you against time. If you're 30 years old and the market crashes, your investment money has time to recover. That is why a 30-year-old will take more risk with their money than someone who is older. Retirement is out of sight and out of mind when you're young, but when you're 60, what happens when the market crashes? Let's say you're retiring in 5 years. How do you make back your losses in 5 years when the market drops by 30 or 40 or even just 20%? You didn't make your money back in the last crash in 5 years, did you? If your money is deposited into no market risk accounts, you don't lose a dime from market losses. What if you're already retired? How are you going to make back losses while you're drawing money out of your account for income or required minimum distributions? It's almost impossible. I'm not just saying that, I can mathematically prove it to you. Why would you want to waste your years making up for losses anyway? This is what I mean when I say no market risk planning is an insurance policy that protects you against time. When the market goes up, you get the opportunity to participate in those gains. When the market goes down, you don't participate in any of the losses. That means that your account balance doesn't decrease during a time of market loss. How is that insurance against time? If you don't have to take time to make up for the losses, the next time the market goes up, you get gains from an account balance that never decreased. Before I continue to explain this concept, let me invite you to give me a call and make a suitability review appointment. Please understand, I don't work with everyone. My typical client has a minimum of $100,000 in money set aside for retirement and usually much more. I only work with those at or near retirement. That typically means age 50 to 75, with very few exceptions. For those I meet with, you'll be provided with some complimentary resources, including a copy of our book and some illustrations on how what we call the power of reset can help you protect your money while still having the opportunity for growth and lifetime income. Give me a call at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Again, there is no cost or obligation. So let's get back to the issue of time. Why settle for lost value when you can build new value? That's why I call our planning system an autopilot gain and retain financial strategy. The technical term for this is called annual reset. Think about this in terms of a roller coaster. Now, those of you from Atlanta, you remember growing up, we rode the Scream Machine at Six Flags. Remember that? When the Scream Machine was being pulled up that big long hill, you could hear a clicking noise. Click, click, click. Each time you heard a click, there was a mechanism that locked the coaster. so you couldn't go backwards. If the mechanism pulling up the coaster up the track fails, the coaster will stop, but it won't go in reverse. Remember how sometimes you get stuck going up that hill on the screen machine, but it never would go backwards? In a no market risk strategy, this is called annual reset. Any market growth pulls your money up the steep track, and each year you hear a click. That sound is the money being locked in place, so it can never go backwards due to market losses. You only go up from market gains, and you never go backwards from a market loss. Every year your account value gets locked into place, so you can't go into reverse. Like I said, it's an autopilot gain and retain strategy. Now, how is that different from investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, variable annuities, and other risk-based investments? The risk-based investments, you don't hear the clicks. If the market machine breaks, you get thrown into reverse. If you get pulled to the top, it dumps you over the other side. In a risk-based investment, there are no clicking noises. No gains are being locked. Instead, you hear nervous laughter on the way up and screaming on the way down. What do you hear from people with their money in a no market risk strategy? If you hear anything at all, it's a quiet sigh of relief. No nervous laughter, no screaming. My clients get to keep their gains. Their account balance doesn't decrease 1 penny due to a market loss because their coaster only goes up. It's more like an escalator that may stop now and then, but never goes backwards. Answer me this question. How much better would you be off today if you never experienced losses from the last market crash or any crashes? You know the answer. Let me tell you what my job is. In fact, what my mission is in this life. I am here to stop the screaming. Now, I can't save everyone. If you haven't saved enough money for me to help you, I'm sorry. I wish I could help everyone, but the bottom line is there are only so many hours in a day and way too many people at or approaching retirement that I can help. So here's the deal. If you have significant retirement savings and are at least age 50, give me a call. When you call, we will talk and I will tell you if you are a candidate for my services. I'm not going to waste your time or mine, and if you qualify for my help, you will have 100% of my attention. For a complimentary suitability review, call 844-837-SAFE. Once we talk, I can determine if we should meet, but first I must determine if I can significantly help you. Again, my number is 844-837-7233. Now, if we work together, I'm going to get to know you and you're going to get to know me. It means that I'm not going to just sell you financial products, because instead, we're going to use financial products to solve problems. I hope you understand this, because there are way too many financial salespeople out there throwing financial products into a fan and seeing what sticks on the wall. That's not how I do business. If what I'm saying makes sense, call me. My number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. When you call, be sure to ask me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. Once again, you can reach me at 844-837-7233. That's 844-837-SAFE. Wouldn't it be great if you could automatically avoid the bad years of the market? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Unfortunately, most people are just concerned with losing money, and they don't understand the impact of losing time. Why wouldn't you want to insure one of your biggest assets, your retirement savings, against losing time and value? Don't think that just because your broker hasn't told you about this, that it is too good to be true. By the way, when it comes to no market risk planning, I don't make a dime from your money. I get paid directly from the balance sheet of the highly rated, big, strong, safe companies that I work with. if you like 100% of your money exposed to commissions or management fees, then I'm probably not your best option. But if you want some of your money protected from deterioration of fees, commissions, and the downside risk of the market, then we should have a conversation. Again, my number is 844-837-7233. That's 844-837-SAFE. Since I have to take a break, now would be a great time to call me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. My number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Isn't it time to stop exposing your retirement to market risk? You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with Daryl Blackmon.
Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed.
As such, it's my duty, and I'll let you in on a little secret. It's also my pleasure to see to it that decent, hard-working people in this community aren't robbed blind by a pack of money-mad pirates.
You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio.
In the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Do you own an annuity? Do you understand what it does, how it works, and if it's right for your retirement plan? Some annuities have fees that might not be justified by their benefits. Some annuities are exposed to significant market risk. Worse yet, if an annuity was sold without proper planning, it can cause unintended consequences for your retirement. If you own an annuity, it's probably a good idea to find out more about how it works and if it's right for you. It's time to give Daryl Blackmon a call now at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Daryl will help you review the features and benefits of annuities you currently own without any obligation. Once again, you can call Daryl Blackmon now at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Now back to more Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Thank you for tuning in to Safe Money and Income Radio. I am Daryl Blackmon, a market risk mitigation specialist, helping clients with retirement money preservation and income planning. Are you losing sleep because you're stressed out, wondering how much of your future retirement dollars will be lost forever during market volatility, and at the same time, living with fees withdrawn from your account value that reduce your gains and increase your losses? If you could convert some of your current retirement savings into something that would limit market losses and still have the potential for credited interest from an external market index, would this interest you? Is your money currently in the market? Are you happy with the amount of risk that you're taking? The reality is that the market goes up and the market goes down. We all know this. Can you afford to have all your life savings at risk, especially now? Many financial professionals agree that at least half of your retirement funds should be in safe assets for those who are nearing retirement. That margin of safety should grow every year as you get older. Your average broker might scoff at this advice, but you don't hear your broker saying much when the market crashes, do you? Too many of you have most of your funds at risk. Our guaranteed retirement strategies ensure that our clients' accounts limit risk while enjoying the world's eighth wonder, the miracle of tax-deferred compounding. Now, this allows our clients the peace and security of not only living the retirement they dreamed of, but also being able to leave a legacy for their families after they've gone. If you'd like to learn more, call for a complimentary copy of the Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit that could change your financial life for the better. Again, our number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. And oh, by the way, there's no obligation. The day that you step into retirement is your moment of truth. It's the moment where you can realize firsthand the difference between ordinary planning and our retirement protection planning. See, we replace market uncertainty and volatility with principal guarantees. We give you asset protection, liquidity, and tax deferment. Are you currently getting the planning you need? When the market is filled with easy money, everyone looks like a genius. But when the game of musical chairs stops, sometimes it is hard to find where all those geniuses disappeared to. Now, I'm here to tell you that there's a better way. My Safe Money and Income Kit shows you how to base your retirement on fact, not fiction. My number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. How would you like up to a 10% bonus on your payment and up to a 7% compounded annual interest rate with a lifetime income account that provides you with income you can never outlive? We call this sleep insurance because it allows you to sleep at night instead of living your retirement with worry and doubt. Call me now to get your Safe Money and Income book, a guide to putting your retirement on autopilot. Once again, my number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. What about your legacy? Has your broker or advisor asked you about what you wanted to happen to your money once you're gone? Our services incorporate estate planning for your beneficiaries to ensure that your money is passed on to your beneficiaries as you wish with minimal delay. Has your broker or advisor asked you how you feel about your money or what you want your money to do for you? Unfortunately, much of the financial advice you get revolves around investment product features and hypothetical rates of return without even addressing the intended purpose for your money. Now, there are only two ways to use your money: while you are alive and when you are no longer living. While you are alive, we need the money to last as long as you do. When you are no longer living, we need the money to benefit those left behind. Don't leave your retirement money to chance. Let's work together to ensure you have a retirement worth living for. This is Daryl Blackmon, your host of Safe Money and Income Radio. I'll be right back after this informative message.
Traders here working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out waiting to see how low the Dow will go. They're focused on the Dow, not so focused on OPEC. Yes, OPEC did cut production by 1.5 million barrels per day.
Really, you're seeing just broad-based declines across all of the major technology sectors.
And we're not getting the bid wanted. We're not getting the stop trading, and we see where the buyers are. We're just, every day they're pounding it.
The heightened financial turmoil that we have experienced of late may well lengthen the period of weak economic performance and further increase the risk to growth.
You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio. Did you know that your Social Security could be much higher depending on which option you choose for claiming your benefit? Social Security income is not as simple as some think. When should you take it? Should you only take your spouse's benefit while you continue to work? Deciding how to receive your Social Security benefit can make your head spin. Don't decide about your retirement without the facts. Call us now and ask for your complimentary Social Security guide at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Welcome back. I'm Daryl Blackmon, your host of Safe Money and Income Radio. I am a capital preservation and strategic income planning specialist working with clients right here in your local area. As usual, let's start off this segment with a question. Would you like to lose all your money, some of your money, or none of your money? I've asked that question on my clients thousands of times, and almost everyone says, I don't want to lose any of my money. Mark Twain once said that he was more concerned with the return of his money than the return on his money. Here's the problem. Most people don't want to lose any money, but their investments don't reflect that desire. I'm serious when I tell you that I constantly see retirees with 100% of their retirement funds in risk-based investments. It's a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off. What if you had a chance to avoid ticking time bombs through participation in the upside of the market without any participation in the downside? If you're one of those people that don't want to see their entire life's efforts disappear overnight because of something you have no control over, but still want generous growth opportunities, give me a call now at 844-837-SAFE. Once we talk, I can determine if we should meet, but first I must determine if I can significantly help you. When you call, be sure to ask me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. My number again is 844-837-7233. That's 844-837-7233. Now, obviously, some money can afford to be lost and some money absolutely can't. Let's say that your income greatly exceeds your expenses on a guaranteed lifetime basis and is hedged for inflation to grow over your lifetime. In other words, you and your spouse can never outlive your income. Your income is adequate, and your income will increase to offset inflation. So in this scenario, your money not used for income might be suitable for some risk of loss to potentially take advantage of hypothetical gains. So you might say that you're not willing to lose any of your money dedicated for lifetime income, but your money not used for income, you could take some risk. What if you need all your money for income? That describes many of the people I work with, but unfortunately, some of them don't know that until I tell them. Longevity risk is just as bad, if not worse, than market risk. If you live too long, will your money last as long as you do? How do you plan for living too long? The sad truth is that most people plan for longevity risk by underliving their retirement. Underliving retirement, what does that mean? It is an unfortunate truth that most people do not live their retirement to its full potential. Why is that? Because a lot of people have great amounts of uncertainty in their retirement plan. Even wealthy people can have this problem because it's all proportional to desired income. If you're listening to me right now, there's a pretty good chance that you don't want to underlive your retirement. In other words, you probably won't get the most out of your retirement money, live the dream, as they say, but also know that you won't run out of money before you run out of life. If you want a retirement plan that can live up to its potential, now would be a great time to call me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit at 844-837-SAFE. We will provide you with this amazing retirement resource at our expense. Let's work together and take income uncertainty out of your retirement so you can enjoy your golden years without financial stress. Make sure to ask about our income floor maximization program with a potential bonus of your money up to 10% and growth rates of up to 7% for the purpose of receiving guaranteed lifetime income. Again, our number is 844-837-SAFE. Now let's get back to what I mentioned at the beginning of this segment. If you don't want to lose any of your money and you don't want to run out of money before you die, yet you still want to maximize your income and live your retirement to full potential without stress and worry, what are you going to do? If your retirement plan is based on hypothetical growth with risk of loss and unknown mortality, how do you know how much money you can spend on your retirement? As you've heard me say before, a retirement plan with a hypothetical rate of growth, risk of loss, an arbitrary spending rate, And an assumed date of death is called an IFCOM plan because you don't know if it is going to be there when you need it. You have also heard me say that a retirement based on hypothetical, arbitrary, and assumed information is no way to live. Imagine if you had an income floor that you could never live below. Imagine the peace of mind and the confidence you would have in your retirement if you knew your income was adequate and growing. Imagine if you had solutions in place for spousal survivorship. Imagine if you had done something to offset the potential cost of long-term care. Wouldn't that be a better way to live than having a retirement based on a guessing game? Wouldn't that allow you to relax and enjoy retirement without constant stress of having circumstances beyond your control steal the joy out of your golden years? These are all very important questions that need answers you can count on. Give me a call, 844-837-SAFE. Well, that's all the time I have for Safe Money and Income Radio this week. Before I go, I want you to know that I sleep at night knowing that my clients have retirement plans that remove the stress of market loss from the money they depend on for retirement. I want you to sleep at night too. Until next time at the same time, I'm Daryl Blackmon, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon. Find out how to contractually guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe while avoiding market loss so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Call Daryl Blackmon now for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.